Things went from romantic to chaotic in a matter of seconds. When this woman got left mid-date by the guy she was chasing, her meltdown on TikTok was nothing short of wild. From confident to crushed, it all unfolded in real time. Let's see what really happened.
I'm gonna rewind a little bit to before the first date. So this guy, so cute, just my type, but there are some things where I have reservations from the start. I'm gonna go out with this guy. I don't know if there's any chance of a long-term. Maybe some of the things that I had reservations about will make sense in context. Because dating apps are stupid. I don't like to judge people just off of like their stats.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So basically, she met a guy, but it didn't take him much to figure out something was off.
The first date was pretty fun, pretty not serious. We ate food and we went to a couple thrift stores, looking at some things, joking around. It was a good time. Second date, we had some more serious conversation. What are you looking for out of dating? What are you looking for? That sort of thing. Which I was expecting. I was wanting to have those conversations because I am looking for a relationship, and I knew that there were some things about this guy that I wasn't quite sure about.
Huh?
That were kind of like red, that were kind of like yellow, orange. Let me be completely honest. They were red flags, but he was so cute that I was turning them yellow in my brain.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Later, it will be revealed that she was only interested in the food.
I know, your mom's stupid. I'm about halfway through my dinner. Like fork, actively, like plate, mouth. Talk, 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 plate, mouth, talk, talk, talk. He had mostly finished his food, I think, but like, I'm a yapper. I was yapping, and like, whatever. I'm a slow eater, I'm a yapper. I don't think it matters.
5 minutes later.
You know, with him, he literally flags the waiter. Hey, can we get the check? And a box for her. When I tell you I was gagged, he literally, excuse me, we're ready for the check.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way.
And can she get a box?
I don't know why she's making a big deal out of this. He even got her the food to go. Not like it's going to be wasted or anything.
I was speechless, and I'm not speechless that often. Excuse me? In the moment, I was like, whoa, what? Like, I guess I'm done. Like, literally, fork, plate, fork, what? Fork, plate to get food, mouth. Like, I'd only eaten half my dinner. I wasn't done. I was actively eating.
We don't care.
Let me tell you something. We don't care.
We leave, and I'm kind of like, what? I'm confused, but also kind of like clueless. Because in my opinion, that reaction was so rude and absurd. I was like, what just happened couldn't have just happened.
She could have told him, but she chose not to say it and expected him to read her mind.
Type of thing. Sorry, I needed to stir to get some of my pent-up anger out. Retelling the story is getting me all wound up. So he walks into my car and he asks, just to clarify, are you really not gonna, you know? And I say, yeah, really. Like, what? What? The audacity. Dude, I barely know you.
I don't blame him for leaving, because I would too if I found out my date was only interested in the food.
I barely know you. And if you think I'm gonna, after you just booted me from dinner? So then he says, nah, you're awesome. You're awesome though. Toodaloo. Like what? What? Yeah, so that was the second date update. Yeah. Then I left, and I processed more of what had just happened, and I was like, that was so messed up. That was so rude. That was so rude and so messed up. One, I freaking dodged a bullet. Two, if you don't respect me when you know I'm not going to with you, you don't respect me at all.
You serious?
And 3, what a oh my gosh, letting me finish my dinner would be the least he should have done. We had a whole plan where we were going to go to dinner and then walk at this beautiful spot by the water and then go to an ice cream shop that I've been dying to try.
It's sad how some people act like they've never eaten before. It's just so messy.
But no, he didn't even let me finish my dinner. It's so rude and objectifying and disrespectful. I can't.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Called a few friends to tell them what happened, and I sent him a text, gave him a little piece of my mind, some feedback, if you will, and then I blocked him because I don't care to see his response. You deserve respect, you deserve to be treated how you would like to be treated, and you deserve to be shown kindness, period.
That's you.
I deserve. No, you do not. Everything good in life is earned. When you start demanding, you're done. That guy Chad has dodged a bullet for sure.
Well, I just got canceled on for a date about like an hour and a half prior. He did call, but we were supposed to go get Mexican. I was all dressed and ready and put on makeup and was actually looking forward to it. So what did I do? Went and got Mexican, and I'm taking it home to be a sad girl. And just remember why dating so bad.
Got him. We got him.
You at least have to give the men who cancel credit because they make sure not to ignore and leave her clueless. And many people do that.
I don't date broke women, not because I need their money, but because being broke usually means poor choices, weak discipline, and no understanding of how the real world works. If you can't manage your own life, you have no business helping me manage an empire. Money issues destroys more marriages than anything else after sex. So I'm not looking to raise a woman. I'm looking to build with.
That's what I'm talking about.
Always date someone at your level to just make it easier to understand and exist together.
So let me get this straight. You're willing to spend all your money and go broke on a female that is broke to prove that you're not broke.
The point here is to never waste your money to impress people, because that will only make you go broke.
Why don't you pay for dinner? That seems pretty rude.
Because I only pay for dinner with my friends, because it's friendship. If you're going on a date, I think the men should pay.
Oh, hell no.
You're on a date. It's not.
Well, I think the woman should pay.
Well,
why is that rude?
Because
what makes it, hang on, what I'm asking is what makes it rude if I have the expectation a woman pays on the date?
Because
why is that
you're
rude?
the man, and men are the protectors and providers by nature, and they should pay for the dates.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness? Do you think you do?
Also, if you're asking someone
So wait a second. So my nature is to pay for your food?
That is very rude, to demand for someone to pay for your food, especially if you are an adult.
That's my nature? What?
If you
I don't see why
the nature of a man is not to be a pay pig for a woman's food.
It's not
dinner.
a pay pig it's just dinner. I mean, if you can't do it, it's just dinner. I don't
if
see
it's just dinner, then why don't you pay for it?
You guys act like you paid for dinner, that you did this like you're a hero or something. It's just dinner.
So let me get this right. Hang on, let me get this right. Let me get this right. I want to make sure I got this straight. If you don't pay for dinner, you're a rude prick, because dinner's no big deal at all. I can pay for my own dinner.
She belongs to the street.
If our partner is also willing to pay and offers to, that means a lot to us. But if they expect and order us to pay, then it's something we do not tolerate.
I put makeup on just for this date, so it better go well. And I'm not posting this, probably, if it doesn't.
5 minutes later.
It did not go well. Truthfully, it lasted less than 2 minutes. I walked up, he gave me a hug and said, "Are you hungry? Let's go inside." We went inside. He said, "Actually, can you step outside for a minute?" I stepped back outside, and he said, "I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm just not feeling it."
Rejected.
So I walked to my car, came back home. Dating when you're fat.
Come on, man.
I actually feel bad for her, and I hope she takes this experience as a learning thing. And she needs to be glad, because that guy didn't lead her on. He told her exactly what he felt, saving her from future heartbreak.
What's an unpopular dating tip?
Even if you're a girl, offer to pay the bill. And even if he says
No, still put out your wallet just in case. Some girls don't like to pay the bill and they won't offer, so.
Why should they do that?
To be polite, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like sort of a stereotype that guys should pay on the first date, but I think that if you're a girl, you should still offer.
I totally agree. I create a community in which we help guys get out of their rooms and actually introduce themselves to women, go on dates. Is that something you'd recommend for guys?
Absolutely.
Yes! Hell yeah!
This is exactly what we want. And trust me, we would gladly pay if we see that our partner offered to pay too.
My first date, like an actual date, it's pretty nice.
This guy made a picnic for his date, and she decided not to show up. He stayed there waiting, and this is just awful.
Majority of women are absolutely delusional. They are.
How so?
But why? Oh, well, they're delusional because they believe that there's this special man specifically for them.
Yes.
That will worship the ground that she walk on for eternity and not see any other woman besides her and not have any sexual desire for another woman outside of her and give her all of his money and all of his attention to her.
In time.
Yeah. And she believes that the older she gets, the more opportunity that she's going to face. You know why? Because she does not understand.
Some ladies see some nice guys that are willing to do anything for them, and they take that for granted. But when time passes and they get older, that starts to change, and that's when regret takes place.
Who do you think should pay on the first date?
Oh, the guy, always, because I'm the prize.
If you ask me out, like, I'm expecting and stuff, like, why am I gonna be covering? But if I ask you, then yes, I will definitely cover.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I would rather, like, you know, like, split the bill.
I think the boy have to pay for the first, and after, if it's like dating, you switch
We take turns, I guess.
That's actually very reasonable, because one person cannot hold the weight of paying all the time.
I would say the person that asked for the date.
Sometimes, like I say, we're gonna split the bill. So, but he said, no, I'm gonna pay. Like, he blocked me, you know, and one time I said, I'm going to the bathroom, and he'll already pay for everything. So, most of the time, it's always the guy was paying for.
I haven't gone on a date in over 10 years. It's not worth the hassle. I can't imagine how much money that would save a person if they stopped going on dates.
She has a full-time job, but lives with her mom. How old is she? Your age. Green flag. You know, you gotta save money. You gotta save for later, save for your future. How old are you? 21. In some cultures, they live with their family well until you're like 30-something, so. Asians, Hispanics. Yeah, almost everyone but Americans, no? She never posts you on social media. I gotta give it both, almost like a beige flag.
I agree. Not posting a partner can be tricky. It can either be them being private and protective, or them not wanting to be seen with you.
You know, beige flag. Depends on the reason. Is she like embarrassed, or she's like keeping her life private, or if she's being sneaky? Gotta give her the red flag. She makes $250,000 a year selling feet pics.
Well, I'm out, man.
I gotta respect the hustle. If the money's gonna go to a good cause later, you're gonna build your lifestyle. Pay off student loans, you know? Pay off those student loans. I heard it's really expensive here.
Oh, hell no!
Trust me, guys, there are many bad ways to make easy money. But let's teach our children to always look for the honorable way, no matter how hard and long it takes.
What is the most unattractive thing in a woman on a first date?
Her expecting for me to pay everything.
Oh, I like that. That's a good one.
No, I'm with him. For me, it's when she starts acting rude about other people around the place.
Yeah,
like, you're supposed to be focused on me. Don't focus on other people.
No, it's
you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Both of these guys.
No, when they start cussing out other people, it's like, you're clearly a red flag. You know what I mean?
Most of the time, we have no issue paying for the food. But if we feel like they expect it by default, it makes us lose interest very fast.
I have a question for men, like, genuinely. So, you know when a woman sees a guy that she likes, and he has these good characteristics that she really likes and sees in him and wishes that she has that, such as, like, if a man was to remember that it was my birthday and make the day really special, that's such a green flag for me, and that's husband material. What is something that a man sees as wifey material for a woman?
Good question. You should ask him that when we get there.
What is it when you look at a woman and think, is wifey material?
That is a very good question, and personally, I think what seals the deal is when our partner is kind to everyone around them. Just caring, loving, and there is no toxicity involved. What about you guys? What do you think being wife material is?
Because I just can't think of anything apart from, like, you know, peace and quiet, but is that really wifey material?
Yes! 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 Yes!
Like, is that where the bar is at this point? So if anyone can tell me what, you know, men see as wifey material, let me...
Easy. Loyalty, respect, appreciation, trustworthy, and makes him feel wanted. Shows empathy and honestly just likes him for who he is as a person rather than what he can provide. It's really basic stuff.
It doesn't take a scientist to figure out what we want, because we always say it out loud.
Oh, this is a rental?
No, this is not a
Is
rental.
that way? Oh, okay.
It's my car. Why?
Okay, no, I was just asking because, you know.
So you telling me we're going to square one if it's a rental?
I just don't want to waste neither of our times. I'm a high maintenance girl.
High maintenance?
Very high maintenance, baby. I gotta get my nails done every week, eyelashes every week, hair done every week. Like, this is just how I live my life.
I had a question. Why you can't pay for your own? Why I gotta pay for it?
Because you're a man. If I'm giving you my then I need some money.
Imagine, as soon as you date a girl, she starts asking about your salary and car and everything.
I'm not just gonna give you free. Like, that's not how it plays out here.
You're not my woman, right?
Not yet.
Yet?
Yeah.
I don't even know where you're from.
Miami. I've been in here for 2-3 years already.
You know what it's giving?
Greedy.
No, gold digger.
Selfish.
Gold digger.
You know why? You could call me whatever you want.
You know what you could do right now, bro? Because you're getting me mad. And I don't really with it. You can get the out my car and keep walking wherever the you're going, because I'm not fucking with your vibes.
With a lot of rich men.
Go ahead. Go to your rich men. Get the out my car.
Good riddance.
Ending it right there was the right move to do.
Look, we all do after a breakup. Like this one time, this guy dumped me, and a few days later, I was out with a girlfriend, and we happened to see his Jeep in a parking lot. So I asked her if she wanted to climb in and take a dump in his car. It was not my finest moment, and quite possibly the reason he dumped me. But we didn't do it because she said no.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
I'm glad her friend was the logical one, because she saved her from many issues.
Some of the biggest red flags you see on a first date.
I think, like, just out of courtesy, if it's a first date, I'll always offer to pay.
Right.
And I will pay. Like, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a red flag for me is, like, if we go out for dessert and you don't offer to pay for dessert, I'm just like, ooh, come on, bro. Like, I just spent probably, upwards to $50 on the meal.
Yeah.
And if we go out for dessert and you just expect me to pay for that too? Nah, bro. Dude, like, I'm not doing that.
You can't show up, get treated out to a $50 meal, and you can't pay for a $5 boba.
Yeah, bro, just boba. It's $10 total.
Exactly. If we pay for the food, and they don't even pay for the dessert, it's a hard punch to take, and also a wake-up call.
I feel like what you see, the men are different.
They're
The men
nicer,
are much more
respectful now, because like before you could you be dancing and then after a while you gotta turn back like, who the heck is this? No, I could be pushing back like, he ain't gonna come? Right? Like I hear doing the most work.
Sir, grab this wine.
With he finna what? They ain't come to tea for wine no more. Like they stand up watching.
The whole touching thing, because I always used to have an SVD and used to make me so annoyed when you pass people, they gotta touch you.
Yeah, that's
especially the men. Now,
nobody hands
don't
up,
even
girl.
come at all. I was surprised when somebody come behind me.
Honestly,
it was very shocking.
I'm kind of confused. You guys sound like you're upset. You don't get
because
bum rushed
now
anymore.
Look, when we used to get touched, it was annoying.
I never thought anyone would complain about something like this. It's mind-blowing.
You wanted to get bum rushed.
No, but you go into the complete opposite side. You need a balance. Don't touch me up disrespectfully.
Right.
But pull up on me.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Damn! So not one man ever looked at me and said, let me put this bitch up. Let me buy this bitch a Range Rover, an Escalade, or a Porsche. She can pick any Birkin or Chanel bag she want every Tuesday. And all she have to worry about is what hairstyle she gonna wear, what she gonna wear, drink lemon drops with her friends just to go gossip. Not one man?
Maybe she watched too many romantic movies, because this isn't real life.
You ever been about to respond to somebody, but then they answer their own question, so you just back away from it? Well, that's exactly what happened here. She answered her own question. If you're not getting that stuff, you are not the chick you think you are.
And then they wonder why the men are not approaching them.
Exactly.
It's a little bit like counterintuitive, because I feel like women still want to feel like the initiative is there and that men are taking the initiative and approaching them. They still find that flattering in your own words. But at the same time, there's a lot of narrative around like, respect my boundary.
When we are told to walk away, we do so, and we don't walk back.
Like, you know, whatever, all of that kind of stuff. So it kind of sends mixed signals.
This is a question for the men and the men only. What is the real reason that you've given up on dating altogether or haven't dated in 10 plus years? Every single day in my comment section, anytime I talk about dating or relationships or getting married, the majority of men in my comments are saying that they're no longer interested in dating. And I really want to know the reason. Like, what was the final straw for y'all to finally say, you know what, I had enough?
I would really like to hear what you guys have to say. What was the moment that made you say, I'm out? Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.